Alright, Shalom. Wahala Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushua Bahashem, Rapapadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to the Yakim out there on the highways and byways, north and this world, abroad, all around the world. Now, I just want to talk about the Brotherhood and how, we being as brothers, we have to have that bond, And part of the Brotherhood is having a brotherhood, is loving your brother, is looking out for your brother, while he's in need, and not to mention to hash out or to patch up things, whatever grudge if you have against a brother, So this is what the Brotherhood is, because when the 12 disciples, when Yahushua came on the scene, it wasn't peaches and cream, as if, the disciples didn't get along with one another at first, At first, the disciples did not get along with one another. There was animosity between, Simon, Peter, and Matthews, and, the rest of the disciples. But what did Yahushua do? Yahushua brought them together to hash things out, and to bring the brotherhood, and to bring the unity back to Israel, That's what he did. But without further ado, let me just get into the scripture of Matthew chapter 22, verse 34. But when the Pharisees had heard that he had put the Sadduceans to silence, they were gathered together. Verse 34. Then one of them, which was a lawmaker, asked him a question, tempting him, and saying, verse 36, Master, which is the greatest commandment in the law? And Yahushua said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. Verse 38. This is the first and great commandment. Verse 37. And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, you see. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, So part of loving your neighbor is that you're going to look out for your neighbor, You're going to be there for your neighbor, You're going to break bread with your neighbor, as yourself. And most importantly, you're going to take care of your neighbor. If a brother's in need of anything or is in a jam, and he has something that he needs from you, or he has something that you need from him, there you go. Y'all can trade amongst each other. We should be able to trade as brothers amongst each other, because we're all we got, The Brotherhood is all we got in this truth, because the so-called white man ain't gonna help us. These niggas in the world ain't gonna look out for us, Niggas in the world, only out for themselves, or only care about themselves, or look out for the entrance of themselves, They'll literally stab you in the back in order to get what they want, So we as brothers in the truth, as a brotherhood, we have to trade amongst each other. We have to look out for one another, Lift a brother up. If a brother's down, you lift him up through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. That's a part of the brotherhood. That's what makes the brotherhood bond. That's where you have a brotherhood bond. You gotta look out. Yeah, so like Yashala. Just bear with me 1 minute. Get this back up in order. But you gotta have that brotherhood, You gotta have that bond between brothers and lift them up, because that's part of the truth. That's how we're gonna be able to sustain ourselves, being in this truth. You know, we gotta have that perfect bond. We gotta have that perfect unity amongst brothers. You know, and looking out for one another. And verse 40, on these 2 commandments hung on all the law and the prophets. Because it's a law, you know, that you look after one another, that you love your neighbor as thyself. You know, if you don't love your brother, if you don't love your neighbor as thyself, you're breaking the law. You know, you're breaking the law by not loving your neighbor as thyself. So you're supposed to love your neighbor as thyself, you know. And that's being a part of the brotherhood, you know. If you have animosity towards a brother and hate towards a brother, you're breaking the law, statutes. You're breaking the law, pretty much. Because Yahweh Shai just said it right here, you know, within the scripture, you know. On these 2 commandments hung on the law, on all the law and the prophets. So pretty much that's the law right there. And if you're not doing that, and if you're not obeying the law, statutes, loving your neighbor as thyself, you're breaking the law. That's why Yahweh Shai had us bring together, you know, the 12 disciples, Matthew and Peter, you know. Whatever differences that they had amongst each other, they was able to hash it out through Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai was able to bring them together so they could hash that, whatever animosity or whatever conflict, controversy that they had amongst each other. Yahweh Shai brought them together and hashed it out. And they became brotherly, you know. That's what it's all about, being in this truth and being a part of the brotherhood, you know. So with that, you know, I wanted to talk a little bit about that, you know. Not gonna make this video too long, but you know, Lord's will, Ratazah, that brothers, you know, get this message, you know, and take it in consideration. So with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakwak Wadash. Double honors to the head apostles of Green Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations to the Yakim out there on the highways and byways. With that, I want to say shalom.